Hi, I'm Sandra Clark, and this is Jamaica Magazine. Between the pages today, a ray of hope for Jamaica's unattached youth. Also, for your viewing pleasure, revitalizing the local milk industry. Please stay with us. It will be an informative show.
Stop smoking around me! Without cigarettes, the world will be much better. Smoking is bad for your health, and when grown-ups smoke around us, we are breathing in their smoke too.
Cigarette smoking is bad for your health and the health of those around you. Don't smoke around children. A message from the Pan American Health Organization.
Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, April 24. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says he will be following up to ensure that justice is served for the Windrush generation and their descendants.
I will be dedicating time to follow through on this matter, and I do intend to periodically write to my colleague head to ask for an update in keeping with the commitments that were made.
Mr. Holness was addressing Friday's town hall meeting with the Jamaican diaspora in London. He said the Jamaican High Commissioner to the UK and his staff would also continue their vigilance in the matter. The Windrush generation and their descendants are a group of Caribbean nationals who received indefinite stay to rebuild the UK post-World War II. But due to changes in UK immigration laws, many have found themselves unable to provide documentation of their legal right to remain in that country. The move has resulted in detention and deportation of these persons. British Prime Minister Theresa May has since apologized for the incident, and efforts are now being made to provide citizenship for and compensate where appropriate those who have suffered from the situation. The Health Ministry will be expanding its public-private sector pharmacy program to include 35 more privately owned prescription dispensaries. This is to take place between June and July of this year. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton made the announcement on Friday at a function to welcome Hilton's pharmacy in Montego Bay as the project's newest partner. To date, there are 17 pharmacies from Kingston, Clarendon, and St. James that are filling prescriptions issued at government health facilities. Dr. Tufton says the goal is to get other parishes on board.
Come September or so of this year, we should have just over 50 of these private pharmacies delivering services via the drug serve windows that would have been established.
Minister Tufton says since the program started in December of 2016, nearly 80,000 prescriptions have been filled by participating pharmacies. He's urging more private partnerships to further boost the success of the program.
I want to see us identify continuously new synergies, new approaches, new ideas, new technologies, new innovation, new creativity, to embrace that principle and that concept, because I am of the view that it is the direction that we ought to move in as it relates to providing optimal services to our customers, our clients, and in our case, to the population.
Private sector companies and civil society groups are responding positively to the Department of Correctional Services DCS's drive to improve literacy among inmates. The DCS is currently hosting a book drive, and several publications covering various subject areas and general reading materials were handed over to the Metcalfe Street Juvenile and Remand Center on Monday.
I'm proud of a number of youths who are taking advantage of the opportunity to complete their CXC examination. I'm so happy that LMH and Ian Randall Publishers and the Kiwanis Club of Meadowvale chose to partner with us to invest in their future.
This donation not only adds to our limited supply, but makes it possible for more persons to access reading materials.
The Justice Ministry is looking to employ a manager at every court complex as part of measures to clear the backlog of cases and improve operations. Portfolio Minister Delroy Chuck discussed the plan while meeting with members of the judicial system at the backlog reduction workshop on the weekend.
The manager may not be able to assist in completing the file, but at least the manager will say this file is still gone 6 months. Why is this file not ready? Ask the clerk of the court, ask everybody, why is this file still not ready? because the cases must be tried.
In the meantime, Minister Chuck is encouraging the legal fraternity to utilize the case management system. He says this tool will assist with preparing fulsome reports to go before the courts. This should reduce the time a case stays before the court and allow for greater and more efficient use of operational hours.
If we are better able, as the Chief Justice has said, manage the cases, then it means that we can better utilize the courts.
And finally, the government is making strides in its plans to integrate hydropower as an alternative source of energy. Energy Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley says a recent feasibility study has identified 11 potential hydropower facilities. He says plans will be made for the build-out of these plants to contribute some 30 megawatts of power to the national grid. In the meantime, Dr. Wheatley says steps will be taken to include this renewable source in the Integrated Resource Plan, which will be completed shortly.
We have to ensure that we continue the drive to diversify our energy sector. And we are known to be the land of wood and water and sunshine. But we do not put enough effort, I believe, in capitalizing on the potential of hydro. And so we are very hopeful that once we complete the Integrated Resource Plan, that we can find a special place for hydro in the overall energy matrix.
Dr. Wheatley was addressing stakeholders at a workshop to showcase the outcomes and achievements for the concluded Energy Security and Efficiency Enhancement Project recently. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.
Stand up and get in the race.
I can become the master of my destiny.
Step up your stride, make we work like a harder. Do it like Veronica, more than a supper.
We can rise above the challenges and shine.
Was with passion in your heart. Make a plan and stop all the idling. You think I saw? We reach a the edging. I can, you can. Like our Olympians, every Jamaican can.
The government's HOPE program has been yielding success among and for our youth. A number of our young men and women are reclaiming their lives, fulfilling goals and aspirations while contributing positively to the development of the country. Watch this next feature as inspiration for not letting go.
I was yearning for success so much that it brought me to the wrong route. I was actually incarcerated because of my actions, and that is where I got into sewing, because I had to do something to make up for the time and to keep myself active. So this program, I heard about it as soon as I was released in May 13. So it was my ray of hope. This is my change. This is my way forward. So I come with all zeal and tenacity to go forward.
Cressy Ray is just one of the thousands of Jamaican young people whose lives are being transformed because of their engagement in the Prime Minister's Housing Opportunity, Production and Employment HOPE program.
The HOPE program is about engaging with the youth of Jamaica in a meaningful way. To give them, so it is mainly a training and apprenticeship program, if I can summarize that in a nutshell. It involves engaging young persons through, firstly, values and attitudes, or what I call core skills training. Then it gets into a skills training, a very basic skills training, and then get them to serve as an apprentice for up to 1 year, honing the skills that they would have learned.
And that is exactly the course taken by the Hope Garment Construction Corps at the Heart Trust NTA Garmix Academy.
The first phase was 2 weeks of what is called core skills training. Basically life skills training, different areas where they were taught life coping skills, punctuality, how to dress for work, how to manage their emotions, things like that.
I deserve the best things that life has to offer.
They were taken into the machine operating training where the 100 were placed in 4 groups of 25 with 4 instructors learning to sew. The final phase will be going into production where they will actually start making the shirts for the other persons. And you will see from the display we have over here that they're actually making shirts now.
Yes, you heard right. These students are actually making shirts for the over 15,000 participants of the Hope program.
When we started the program, the intent was to have everybody be in receipt of a shirt, Oxford type shirt, that would be to help to promote the good working ethics, including their own dress and deportment. To purchase shirts outright and to have them branded, the cost was really far too prohibitive in order to kit out the vast numbers that we're hoping to reach on the program. Then there was a suggestion to speak to Hart Garments Academy, and I found out that they had this massive facility with over 100 machines, which were generally being underutilized at the time.
Now these young garment makers are learning much more than stitching shirts for fellow Hope participants.
I'm enjoying it right now because I can make my own shirt, skirt, and now I'm dropping to make my own dress.
It is very enlightening, astounding. I didn't know it was so meticulous to make even a simple dress. You know, we look at it as just 2 pieces of fabric, but when you get down to the nitty and gritty, it has so many different calculations, but it's something I love.
Because the clothes wasn't working out for me, I tried to do jewelry making. It's going great so far because I can make my own jewelry, I can produce it, I can have my own store and selling them.
The length is from the waist to the ground.
And none of this would be possible without the team of hard-working instructors on hand.
At first, I didn't know anything about sewing. Then, basically, getting the steps from our instructors, and they're teaching us step by step so you get everything and understand. And at this stage where I'm at, I'm proud of myself because if I didn't came here, I wouldn't know to do nothing at all.
The teachers, trust me, they work hard. It's not easy dealing with us as young adults, so they work hard. And what I love about them, it's not just about passing for them. It is about sitting down with the person, making sure they understand. So I give the teachers 2 thumbs up.
They help me a lot because I give them most of them problem. And there is not an instructor here who don't know me. Because I walk around and I ask questions, how to do my shirt, and they all helped me. It don't make no sense to stay home and sit down and I look for somebody to give something when you can come out, learn a skill, and can do something for yourself.
It doesn't matter what background you're from or where you're from. Just come with an open mind and willing to learn. And once you're willing, you'll go a long way because there's hope for you.
For more information on the Garment Construction Corps or the Hope program, call or visit a National Youth Service or Heart Trust NTA office. Toll free 1-888-432-7868 or email info@heart-nta.org.
Our farmers are hardworking, and I want to let them know that we are going to give them every support possible, right? Inclusive of greater and more aggressive extension services. There are other things we will have. We have a productivity incentive program, and this year I'm doing $800 million in farm road repair. So the government is very serious about working with the farmers, and I embrace the opportunity because we have to look at different methods of how to increase production, increase output, productivity. I want to say a special word of thanks to our farmers on Farmers Month.
While you grocery shop, help to keep the country's cow farmers in business by buying local real milk. You will be purchasing a nutritious product for your body while putting money back into the economy. See now how the government is working with dairy farmers to revitalize this vital industry.
Hazelnut brown, white, spotted, horns or not, they produce that nutritious substance which makes strong bones and teeth. There is a drive on to have Jamaicans drinking more local cow's milk. For the last few decades, the consumption of Jamaica's cow's milk has declined significantly. The annual production of local milk has dropped from 600 farmers producing 38.8 million litres in 1992 to less than 200 farmers supplying approximately 12 million litres in 2015. At the same time, the consumption of milk and milk substitutes account for more than 60 million litres annually, 90% of it imported.
That's what point we're able to say, but I don't think it was really a glut. It was the importation of the cheap milk powder. I know the milk powder doesn't have to be refrigerated. They were overlooking the nutritional value of cow's milk.
The decline in local milk consumption has affected several areas, causing a high import bill and a decline in employment opportunities.
I experience milk a whole cool, and I'm talking about like 300 gallons of milk. And you have to just run it down the drain like that. And when you throw the milk, you still have to pay the workers, still have to pay electricity, still have to pay all your bills. Because you can't go to nobody who tends you have to throw the milk.
It also affects the cows, as the decline in consumption causes fewer milking sessions, forcing the breasts to become painful from an excess of milk. Despite the perils of the industry, there are farmers who refuse to be cowed by the appeal of cheaper imports. Oral Wallace is one such farmer who has put his life on the line to stay in the dairy business.
It was started in about 1969 by my father, Mr. Rupert Wallace, and my mom, Miss Pansy Wallace. They bring it up to about the year 2000 when I took over, for about 2002. The major challenge for dairy farmers, I think, is period lasting. Because at night I can't sleep. I have to be up there. They make after me 2 times, I think within about 3 months period. And they came with their guns, but I had to take cover, and afterward they were evaded. Milk industry, it's basically you have to be a lover of dairying to be in it, because the dairy industry is not an easy road.
Gulping the white substance to the last sip will be a daily routine for every Jamaican if these entities have their way. 4 companies have formed a partnership to revive the island's dairy industry under what's called the Drink Real Milk campaign. The government-owned Jamaica Dairy Development Board, CB Group through its subsidiary Nutrimix, Separate Limited with its Surge Island Dairies, and Newport for San Jamaica Limited have come together to increase the production and consumption of Jamaican milk over the next 10 years. The target is to produce 20 million litres annually.
The industry itself was really degenerating quite significantly. It's a cause for concern for everybody.
The partners aim to overhaul the industry on 2 levels, production and consumption. The production strategy seeks to improve access to better genetic material, enhance animal health, and institute customized feeding programs and proper pasture management. The Jamaica Dairy Development Board has stepped in boldly to help in this area.
The Dairy Sector Revitalization Project, flagship project or activity is the concessionary loan program, where farmers have difficulty in accessing loans at reasonable rates, So we have instituted a program where we allow farmers funds, loans through the Jamaica Dairy Development, the DBJ, Development Bank of Jamaica and its affiliates, where farmers can access loans at the rate of 5%, which is quite competitive. There's a 5 million threshold for the individual borrower. And for corporate entities, it's 10 million.
The Dairy Board has also committed more than $20 million to deal with prairie larceny in partnership with the Agriculture Ministry. On the consumption side, the campaign seeks to encourage purchasing of fresh, locally produced milk to support the island's farmers, promoting the health benefits of drinking milk and sharing additional benefits of drinking cow's milk versus powdered milk.
Over the past few years, milk has been a little bit quiet, and so everyone else, all the milk substitutes have been in your face and telling you, oh, you know, you should drink us instead. But the reality is, there's nothing like real milk, and what we're trying to get people to understand as well is, drink Jamaican real milk.
Once you let the people aware of the nutritional values of it, it will go right back up. I was almost born on a farm, and from I've born, I've been drinking cow's milk, and do I look sick? Not at all.
Supporting the local milk industry provides jobs, increases the country's economic wealth, and nourishes our bodies. Persons interested in entering dairy farming may contact the Jamaica Dairy Development Board at 618-7107 or 927-1731-50.
I had a plan for my life. I was going to be a doctor. I was going to be the first in my family to do great things. Then a friend of mine sold me into prostitution. You mash up my life.
Stop human trafficking. It destroys lives. If you or anyone you know has been a victim of human trafficking, call 811 or 1-888-PROTECT. Be wise. Open your eyes. Spot them. Stop them. A message brought to you by the National Task Force Against Trafficking in Persons.
Just one random act of kindness can create a ripple effect, eradicating intolerance, anger, and even violence. Next, the magic of kindness.
So many times we sit and we talk and we say, hey, I would love for Jamaica to be this kind of place. But what are you really doing? What type of Jamaica do you want to see?
We're hoping to use art to teach Jamaica that it's not the thunder that grows the flower, it's the gentle rain. We want Jamaica to stop thundering for everything and start to put forth gentle rain, especially in the lives of our youth.
This gentle rain is the Acts of Random Kindness initiative being put forward by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, a program that inspires and encourages expressions of kindness.
Our project comes out of our youth empowerment and mentorship program, where we're teaching our youngsters to know themselves, to know their purpose, to understand that it is important to cultivate attitudes of kindness, gratitude, and respect, as well as to put themselves on a good destiny, a life path.
The Youth Empowerment and Mentorship Program uses the iPad Summer Camp to teach resilience and social skills to children from at-risk communities.
If we can show you an act of kindness when you were young, if you were to reciprocate this act of kindness to somebody else, what a wonderful Jamaica this could be.
We saw a youth leader in the camp who decided to take responsibility for the lack of a belt on one of his team's part and said, you know what, you have my belt and I will then take the responsibility for the consequences. It's like an evolution and a revolution all at once, because they made revolutionary changes to their behaviors as opposed to when they just came on day one, day two, and you could start to see them evolving
into being kind and gentler youth.
Action means identity, purpose, attitude, and destiny. So with the attitude, you have I'll show respect, kindness, and gratitude. It's important because most youths are growing up in very disturbing societies where a level of kindness and love isn't shown. So the camp actually gives us that love that is missing from our lives and help us to reflect this on others as well.
We want our youth to do tangible acts of random kindness, to be kindness ambassadors in their schools and communities. This will in turn raise the awareness in adults that they too should be agents of change.
We are challenging Jamaica to engage in a very self-conscious way in acts of random kindness amongst adults and towards our children. We want you to think kind, Jamaica. We want you to act kind. We want you to be kind.
I am ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
You have to have kindness in your heart. You have to be compassionate towards people. Some persons really need it. A little act of kindness sometimes motivates somebody else.
So we want our youngsters at school, at home, and at play to think kind, act kind, and be kind. It is a message that needs to be self-conscious.
We are inviting you, youth, adults, business places, to take up your link in the chain and bring this initiative to life. Respond with smiles, hugs, positive affirmations, and acts of kindness to transform relationships in homes, schools, the workplace. Transform relationships right across Jamaica.
If we want a kinder, gentler Jamaica, where all of us want to live, work, and raise family, it is important that each and every one of us start to think about the words that we speak to our children. Start with a kind word. Start by giving a smile and saying good day. Start by saying thank you. Start by giving a hug. Where you can, be a mentor. Just listen to their concern. Show that you have some degree of understanding and empathy.
Be conscious, be aware. The cost to being kind is a state of mind.
I'm a big supporter of that. I think that if we actually do that some more, it can actually foster growth for the economy and the country at large. So I'm a farmer as well. I might look like a little uptown boy, but I grow pineapple, I grow yams and other cassavas and so.
I constantly support Jamaican manufactured products. I'm constantly buying Jamaican, being Jamaican. In terms of, I think that it's better to buy Jamaican products than constantly buying overseas.
Buying from local producers, definitely. And well, I would say I'm gardening, but I more have my garden back home in country. So yeah, I make sure like we plant stuff in the backyard and we eat or grow. So we have a banana and plantain, and we have mango and stuff like that.
And this is where the pages close for today. Click on our website and YouTube channel if you want to have another watch of today's features. We're also on the various social media sites, so you may stay in the know while on the go. Join us tomorrow on this station when we'll explore other informative programs. I'm Sandra Clark. Take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.